Coming up next is Indy News number 98. It's an all miscellaneous edition of Indy News, and we're going to start off with talking about the trials and tribulations of one of Archie Comics' owners and why a judge has told her to stop bothering people so much. We're also going to talk about Gail Ann Hurd and the book she's working on over at 12 Gauge. We're also going to talk a little bit about Free Comic Book Day. We're going to talk about Exo Man of War and how that's going to be showing up on Free Comic Book Day. We're going to be talking about Anti, which is also coming in for Free Comic Book Day, and we're going to cover the white suits, a Russian mob, which Dark Horse Presents is going to unleash on us real soon. All that and more coming right up. Hey, you want to save 20% off of everything in the store? Then show up on the 20th of every month, because the 20th is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality. And on Founders Day, everything except this week's new comics and bulk supplies is 20% off. That's right, every single thing in the store is 20% off every 20th here at Alternate Reality.
Indy Comics, Bo, and Comic Book Man, a lethal combination.
If you need a place to crash, we know a great body and fender guy. Indy Comic Book News, episode 98, void of any resonance.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for Bo, enlighten the people.
Indy News.
Indy News number 98. And we're coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, your own new comic store is 15% off every day for everyone, including all my indie comics, including all my Archies and all my, what else are we talking
12
about?
Gauge,
12 Gauge,
Valiant,
Valiant,
Dark
Horse.
and Dark Horse.
No, not Blue One.
Dynamite.
And our first story up is a Kids Corner story, actually. We're going to talk about the Kids Corner books. Specifically, we're going to talk about Archie Comics and the problems they've been having with their brilliant CEO, who's done all sorts of work to shake up the place over the last couple of years, and who's generated all sorts of new interest in Archie. But she apparently has a problem working with some people there.
So New York judges barred Archie Comics co-CEO Nancy Silberkeit, the wife of the late former CEO Michael Silberkeit, from harassing, yelling, or abusing anyone at the corporate headquarters.
Delightful.
She also can't talk to any of Archie's staffers or vendors about anything that has anything to do other than her employment contract. She's being really obnoxious. I've read the reports of what she's been saying. She's been going into board meetings and saying things like, she went to a board meeting with her four guys sitting there and she said, penis, 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 penis to them.
Ooh, don't you wish there was a reality series?
Why?
Well,
why would she do that?
She believes.
Is she nuts?
She believes
Yes.
that they're trying to force her out of the company because they don't think she's competent. She also believes that
Right. You've got a judge telling you can't talk to your employees.
Well, you got
there's something there somewhere.
You got the other co-CEO who happens to be the son of the guy who actually created Archie Comics, who's apparently looked upon as a perfect little angel. And the judge says, look, I know your employment contract says because your husband's no longer around, you're the co-CEO and you have half of the company. Yeah. But it really would be best if you stayed home, and I can't take you off of the corporate letterhead. But, if you can't behave yourself, then I'll have to come into this and order you to liquidate the company.
Oh, great. That's brilliant.
Well, she can't, I mean, he's basically...
What the hell's wrong with you?
She can't yell or harass anyone, but her contract... Because she's the co-CEO says she can come into the building. She can't be forced to stay home because her contract says she can't. Now, this might become a moot point.
All she has to do is behave?
All she has to do is behave.
Duh!
This might be a moot point because
I realize you're publishing kids' comics, but you're a grown-up.
Well, the children of Michael Silberkeit, of her first marriage, they're contesting the will because he wrote a new will after he developed the cancer that killed him, and they're saying that his weakened condition made him sign over his rights to a woman, which apparently his kids think is nuts.
Okay.
So yes, they make kids comics, but they don't behave like kids.
Now,
or maybe they do.
Now, is she the one responsible for the whole Kevin Keller thing and Archie Meets Kiss?
No.
And the wedding storyline and all this stuff that's generated so much publicity.
None of it
For Archie, because I thought that there was a 20-something daughter who was involved somewhere making a lot of creative changes like that.
I think
this has nothing to do with her.
I think it's the daughter of the other co-CEO. It's not her.
Okay.
Next month, Archie goes homicidal.
Right.
That'll be her.
Archie goes on a wilding spree
He robs
Wonderful.
a bank. He robs a bank.
with a baseball bat and some spikes.
One of our scrappier indie titles is, of course, 12 Gauge Comics, who do all sorts of fine comics like Ice. You loved Ice. didn't
Actually, the first issue wasn't bad. I read it for free comic day. It wasn't bad. Not good enough for me to actually pick up the book.
you? You haven't actually spent any money on it, but
No, but for free, it was a hell of a read.
it does Comic Book Man's heart wonders to know that there are people picking up the free Comic Book Day books. Saying, this is a good read. I'm not going to spend a penny on this series. When
That's
it
a
comes out.
two-edged sword, isn't it?
Wonderful.
Free comic book day.
That's wonderful.
Well, this project.
Anyway.
This project might be different.
Okay, which project is this?
This is Anti. It's a new 4-issue
Anti.
limited series.
Anti is spelled
A-N-T-I. A-N-T-I.
This is different from ICE. How?
Right. Well, this is written by Peter Calloway, who actually
Oh, yeah.
does movies. Brian Stelfreeze, who
Okay.
would be the only reason I'd bother the book, because I like Brian Stelfreeze's art.
Okay.
And 12 Gauge Comics, and the 4-issue series will focus on two characters named Zachary and Jordan,
Okay.
who discover.
Yes.
Zachary finds out that he's destined to be the savior of the world,
Well, good for him.
and Jordan, the female,
great
Jordan's
work if you can get it.
responsibility is to make sure that no one kills him before he actually gets a chance to fulfill his
How's he
destiny.
find that out? Fortune cookie?
Apparently,
Maybe.
the first issue they let him, he finds out, and they go, "What?"
Maybe that's part of his destiny. I mean, if you're going to be a savior, you got to die and come back. So, I mean, maybe that's in the
It
cards.
could be. It could be. And I said you're gonna get a preview of Anti in the 12 Gauge Comics free comic book day.
Oh, wonderful! You can buy it and not buy the series then.
If I really like, if Stelfreeze's gonna draw 4 issues, I'll take a shot.
And of course, we will have it here at Alternate Reality because we have done every free comic book day, and I give away thousands and thousands of copies, literally thousands and thousands of free copies of all the free comic book day books on free comic book day. So, if you're going to a store in Chicagoland area that either doesn't give you free comic book day books on free comic book day, or they say you can have any of these 3 over here, come down here.
Scum!
I have them all.
Scum!
I have them all. You just have to walk in the door.
And you got to come in early because they do go
Yeah,
relatively.
you have to come down here.
You can't
and
wait
walk
all
in
day
the door and
because
get
they-
them. I will not be coming to you. You have to
Right.
come to
You
me.
mean if I walk in at 5:25 on free
You'll
comic book
get
day?
what I
They'll
got.
be a-
You'll get what I got.
Some of the better ones will be gone. But
Maybe.
comic book
What I
man,
got.
I got a loaded question. Has free comic book day ever turned into something that you've noticed people picking up a series? Has it ever stimulated a series that you noticed?
Truthfully,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Well, actually,
I mean, not
No.
for lack of trying.
No,
I,
no, it
I
is- it is-
appreciate that, but I just wondered if it's
You know what free
Actually,
comic
though-
book day is good for, though? What free comic book day is good for is a day of very healthy
Get
sales.
'em in the store, right. Get
Very
'em in the
healthy
store.
sales at the store because a lot of people come in the store. You always have a sale going on, and people always buy stuff, and they take the free comic book books. Which even though I don't think that none of the free comic book or any of the free comic book day books have really pushed
Ever
people
launched- yeah,
into
ever
a
launched
series
a series.
or launched in a series. Maybe a couple, like Six Gun maybe at Oni because that was a free comic book day book, and people picked up Six Gun
Ali.
because of that. But generally speaking, no, I really haven't seen that. But it creates free publicity and generates goodwill for comic books, and that's what's important, and that's why I do it.
Well, there's a catch to that. Because some of the books on free comic book day are first issues
Yes,
of series, and so those lend to people buying them, just picking up the free previews.
right. Okay. Moving on, Valiant Comics is bringing back Exo Man of War as part of Free Comic Book Day. We just talked about that. Free Comic Book Day.
His costume will have a new look designed by Jelena Kevik Djurkovic.
It'll be crotchless.
No, it won't be crossless.
Oh, okay.
Although, Exo Man
That's
of
a
War,
new look.
he had like an inner shell and an outer shell.
Yes.
So she redesigned his costume. She's actually the wife of the artist at Marvel. She did a lot of those Spider-Man covers. A really good designer. And the one thing
Now,
different,
who's this artist?
Jelena Kevik Djurkovic.
Oh, Djurjevic.
Yeah.
She
She
did
did a
married
lot
to
of-
the guy at Marvel.
Right, she did a lot of the Bullseye covers and the Daredevil covers.
Okay.
The only thing different about this is executive editor Walt Simons. He said,
Walt Simonson?
well, not Walt Simons, it's Walton Simons. He said,
Okay.
he says, this guy came from the early days of existence, right?
Early
He's-
days of what?
Early days. He's been around since the Celtic Wars. He's been around all
Okay.
this long time.
Yeah. An Eternal Warrior.
He's an Eternal Warrior thing. He's got this armor. He can fight stuff. He's in the future. Why doesn't he carry a sword? That's the weapon they were using back then. So this version will have a sword.
A flaming sword. A flaming techno sword. Which you push buttons and stuff does stuff. I bet. I don't know. I bet.
Well, I think the art was popping up. And they're supposed to announce creative teams on the rest of the Valiant books, but you're going to get previews of 3 Valiant titles in this free comic book day preview. And Exo's one of them.
Okay.
And she's designing all the costumes.
Not on Free Comic Book Day though. Dark Horse Presents, which is their anthology book, is
cool
going
book.
is going to have a mob drama show up called White Suits.
It's
What is
from-
White Suits?
It's from Frank Barbier and Luke Rattle. The story will tell the early days of the White Suits, who apparently operated.
Who are the White
Russia.
Suits?
they're based loosely on a mob that existed in Russia during the Cold War.
Okay.
And these guys going to operate in Russia during this point,
They-
controlling the
and
Russian
they wore white suits.
And they wore white suits, which is why they started calling them white suits.
Okay,
so,
the white
so they
suits.
were stylish sons of guns.
And they turned into the Good Humor Men.
They turned into the Russian Good Humor Man, which basically meant everything was based on borscht and potatoes.
Ice cream.
Borscht flavored ice
Borscht
cream.
ice cream.
Flavored ice cream.
And
That's great.
But that'll be popping up in the April issue of Dark Horse Presents, and it'll lend its way towards a regular series from Dark Horse, apparently sometime during the summertime. So you're going to get your first preview in this April issue.
Okay. And that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We got no more indie news. You go to the store's website, though. Check out all the indie news that this man sends me that I post up. Where is the store's website at? I don't know either. I'm out of here. Bye.
Maybe you AARP or you should try ginkgo biloba. www.myalternatereality.com.
So, stop off at the store's website. Check out all of his news. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man
This is Bo.
saying bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.